Hey, Don.
Hey, Jacob.
Do you even know how to use that thing?
I'm going to teach you. I've never recorded anything.
Teach me. So today we're talking about phone photography.
Yeah. So tips for taking better photos with your phones.
Correct.
And this was inspired because yesterday I was at Animal Kingdom. And you know the gates that they have that lead to like backstage areas, they have them all painted with cute murals and stuff.
Yes.
And there was a couple who was trying to take a selfie, including the mural in the picture. But they put themselves like backs to the mural and were trying to just do it with their arm extended. But then you only get like this much of the mural in because you're too close to it. So I wanted to just talk about some things that you can do to help.
Yes. And most of these I would say are, we're trying to focus on the phone itself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a camera, because obviously things are the same in photography with a big camera and with a phone.
Yeah, composition, that
Leading
like that's
lines,
the same. Yeah.
all the same. But what can you do with your phone to make your photos better?
Yeah, or what scenarios do you find yourself in specifically with a phone that we can give you some tips on?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get started.
Dive in. All right. So, let's start where all good things in photography start. Lighting.
Lighting. Sun.
Sun is good.
Sun is good. Sun is also bad.
Sun is also bad.
So, just like regular photography, though, you need to know where the sun is. You should always know where the sun is and what kind of lighting that's going to provide you.
Yes, and not even just the sun. I mean, any light
Any
source.
lighting,
You have to know, you have to think about where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, you had a good example of problematic posing that had to do with
Yeah.
selfies and the sun. So.
Well, it's always like you find yourself wanting to take a selfie like this, and this is your backdrop. What happens when the sun is right here?
When the sun is here.
And it's causing now a shadow on your face. So obviously you need to move it. I know it sounds dumb, but you'd be surprised at how many photos we see, though, that it's still just like shadow across the face, right?
Yeah.
Or they place themselves with a tree in the middle, or something that's blocking half the sun. So you have this really blown out face, dark shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, your phone really can't handle things like that. The other thing I see all the time is people wanting to like stand in front of a window to get the view of what's behind them, and you really can't have a giant light source behind you when you're taking photos on a phone. There's no way to fill in the shadow on you.
Your phone can only pick one.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick yourself in exposure or the background in exposure? You got to choose which one you want.
And this might be an advanced tip. If you switched on HDR mode on your phone, it would help
A little bit.
a little bit. Tiny little bit. But if you're standing like inside somewhere and trying to get a picture of the view through a window behind you, you can either look good or the window can look good.
I will say my favorite thing when I'm shooting, though, is like shooting against something like that, where people are like also trying to take photos of, let's say, a bride and groom or something, and they're just like, all I'm getting is blown out. And I was like, yes, that's why I have 4 lights here.
Right.
Like,
I know. People are like always mad when I pick spots like that. And they're like, but my pictures aren't coming out good. I'm like, don't worry, mine are.
Yeah.
I have flash. I have solved this problem. I can do both.
I had that bar mitzvah for you where they had that, was it 2025?
Oh, yeah, the 2020. Oh, the graduation.
And everyone, it was a graduation. And we wanted photos there. And I had 2 lights on that thing because the words, the letters were so bright.
Yeah, so it was like giant LED, or like the giant numbers with the light bulbs
in
going
them.
all the way around the
Yeah.
number. Yeah.
And they wanted their photos there, so I did it, and it looks great on my end, but they kept complaining. They're like, I can't get any photo because it's just so bright that the camera was just focusing on those lights. I was like, that's why I have all this stuff.
That's why you paid me to be here.
Correct.
Yes.
So hot backgrounds,
Yeah.
blown out backgrounds, they're going to be, you're not going to get your background if they're that hot. Also, I guess more into the sun as well. If you can, try to keep sun to the back of you if you like a nice hair light, and then you won't have people like just,
Right. But then something dark needs to be behind you.
Correct.
Like the sun up in the sky, but you're still in front of, tree.
And a lot of times that means time of day. I mean, we have to deal with that as regular photographers. Sometimes that spot is going to look like garbage at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So take a selfie there in the morning or the evening or clouds.
Yeah. I wish we could summon the clouds when
Right.
we wanted them. Okay, so next thing we can talk about is like your position in relation to what you're photographing. So that's part of what inspired the idea was, you know, like if you're trying to get a picture of something large on your phone. Now, like the example I said, people taking a selfie in front of a mural, the best way to get more of that mural in the photo is if you move yourself away from the mural. Same thing, we used to use this example all the time at Disney, but if you're trying to take a picture of your family with the castle in the background, get further away from the castle because
Correct.
then your family won't look proportionately so much smaller than the giant big castle. You'll be further away and it'll, you know, let you guys still fill the frame
Yep.
while having the castle in the background.
Or if you're close enough like that, you use the wide lens on your camera, on your phone, and you'll notice that you're going to start getting distorted and the tops are going to get distorted because you have to be that wide to see it. But if you're halfway down Main Street,
Yeah, and this applies for any large monument. It also applies if you're trying to do a selfie with a big group. Whoever has the camera, move away from the group.
correct,
And now you can fit the group and your face.
and your giant head.
Yeah, it's always my giant
It's always
head.
a giant head. Never my giant head.
It's true. It's true.
I was going to say into zooms as well. That's kind of the same idea we talked about. The wide angle lens is great, but again,
And when we say wide angle, we mean like
The
on the bottom
0.5.
it says the 0.5x.
Yeah.
That's the wide angle view.
watch your edges because again, they're going to get distorted. So you need to make sure if you want that, it's okay if you're looking for that look, but if you want people to not be distorted, but you want that wide angle look, make sure they are dead center.
Yeah, especially faces.
Especially faces.
Nobody's face wants to be stretched out.
No, maybe.
So there are other tools other than like the zoom function on the camera. Let's go back to zoom real quick. The wide angle can distort, but then if you zoom in really far, your pictures might be a little shaky.
If you're 5 to 10, zoom in, you'll realize how quickly that you need to be steady, almost on a tripod, because every little tiny movement is exacerbated by 10 times, literally.
Yeah, it's not the crispest of photos. But yeah, so other tools within the camera that you can use. You can have a grid turned on. So it's 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines. It makes you like a grid of 9 squares. And basically, you can use these as guidelines while you're taking pictures to make sure people are centered or whatever you're photographing is centered. Or let's say you don't want to be centered. You know about the rule of thirds and you want
It's a little
your
negative space.
subject on one of those lines. So yeah, just like a little helpful tool. And now too, it'll also give you a guide of whether you're straight. Like horizontally, like along with the horizon, straight. So
That goes a long ways.
it does.
As someone that shoots crooked all the time,
It does.
I sure love my vertical horizon line.
Yeah.
So also what you can do is you have multiple modes of changing, like especially newer cameras, you can change your color temperature, not just color temperature. It's almost like
Like your skin tone.
Yeah.
Like what you're aiming.
it's not even
for
a white
skin
balance
tones.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a full, you can basically create your own custom filter. So if you like a very specific look, a very film look, or a very Instagram look, you can create those and save those so your photos will always look like that.
Yeah.
You can also change your focus and your aperture now.
Yes. Which I don't completely know how to do all of these things yet, but I know you can.
I mean, most especially, obviously, we deal with iPhones, but there's just a nice box there, and you can choose wherever you want to focus, which sometimes you don't want your subject to be in focus. Sometimes you want it to be out of focus for whatever reason, right? So that's a good way to go around that because it's always going to focus on your subject. Like
On the person.
That's what it's designed to do. So you just click anywhere else on that box. You can also hold that box up and down, and that will change the exposure. And it's not as accurate. There's also another one in there where you can actually go in by 0.3, 0.5 to change your exposure up and down.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing too, is your camera is designed basically by an algorithm to get what it thinks is a proper exposure.
Right.
And we talked about those those burnt out hot backgrounds. Sometimes you can actually underexpose the photo and tell it, no, bring that down. And that's actually the proper exposure.
Or if it's brought the subject down in order to expose for the background and you want to be brighter, you can press and hold on the person and then slide it up, and it'll gradually make everything else brighter. Now the background will look like doo-doo, but you know,
It is what
that
it is.
that is what it is. Yeah.
You can also, most phones now the newer phones can change your aperture. And obviously we've talked about aperture before, but that is kind of the depth of field is the easiest way to describe it. So,
How blurry your background will be.
yep. So you're actually allowed to change it. Some of them you can change it after as well, which is pretty wild. So if you really want like a blurrier background, but the cameras decide on this, you can go or open up, which means you're going to a lower number, like a 1.4, 1.8, and it'll make the background blurry. But if you want everything in focus, it'll allow you to go higher to a higher number, like an f18 or an f22, and then everything will be in focus.
You can also, at least on the iPhone, switch to portrait mode, even if it's not a portrait of a person.
Yeah.
So you can switch to portrait mode, like if you're taking a picture of your fancy drink at the bar or whatever, and it'll focus on that more and let everything else get blurry.
Yep.
So be careful with that though, with your changing your aperture, because you still can run the risk of like the subject not all being in focus because you've made it too shallow. So just keep an eye on that.
It's not like our camera's an aperture ring where it's actually changing the blades inside. It is still it literally is a computer program that they have designed to do that digitally. So it's not 100% accurate. There can be weird kind of worms or like not a full, like especially around edges of people if you mess with it too much.
Yeah, the edges can get wonky.
Yeah.
If it's not wide enough of an aperture for all of that person or that glass or whatever to be in focus, it does get kind of wonky. So be careful with that. You know what? We skipped like the most obvious thing before you even start.
Wake up.
Clean the lens. I don't know how many times I'll be out somewhere standing near someone who's taking a picture and like I can see how dirty it is. Like I could see as they're taking the picture, I'm like, how do you not see? Or you're getting those like weird streaks around like street lights or something.
Halos.
It's because it's dirty.
Because you're nasty ass and dirty.
Clean it first. It's a very important tip.
Clean your lens.
Yes.
There are different. Also, one of the features are different aspect ratios. So if you want to shoot specifically square or specifically straight for Instagram, so you know you don't want to deal with like...
Ooh, or for TikTok.
Yeah.
Or like
it'll show you exactly where your borders are so you know how to frame your subject too.
Yeah, because you could do 16:9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty handy stuff.
That is handy. Cause
honestly, a lot of cameras are starting to do that too. Like have modes where you can shoot strictly square, 16:9, 4:3.
Yep.
Pretty wild.
So one of my like top tips if you're using your phone to capture little ones, I am so thankful that I always have live photos turned on, especially when I'm taking pictures of my nephew, because you know, he's 2. So he's always running around, or, you know, you ask him to smile, but he'll smile for like a half second and then he's squirming or whatever. But with the live photos, it lets you, it's basically taking like a small video, very, very small video with each picture you take. And you can change what the like keyframe is. So you can scroll through that whole short clip and pick the part that looks best out of that, you know, half second or whatever it is.
And sometimes the little video is just as cute too.
It is. It is. And you can share them as videos too on a lot of platforms. So like you can choose on Instagram to share like the live photo part of it in your story. So that's probably my best tip for trying to get pictures of things that are moving quickly.
I know there are third-party apps for burst and shutter speeds, like dragging your shutter speeds. I don't believe there's any on the like Apple versions yet, but I know they have ones where it can actually so you can drag shutter speed, so you can see that look. And I guarantee you Apple's probably gonna put that in too.
Yeah, I know the crazy thing. You could get the Black Magic app and like use your phone
as the
camera and then have every control you could possibly think of.
Wild.
It's super wild. I don't know how, but I've seen people do it. But these are just like the basics. That these are features that are built into pretty much every phone
that we
has
forget
a camera.
to use. We don't use them all too. We forget.
Yeah.
Because I just go click.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, when we're in like super complicated situations, we're usually in those situations to work, so we have an actual camera.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to find like other apps that can help with different things like that. But these are some tips that should get you started on, better photos with your phone.
Lighting. Zooms.
Mm-hmm. Position.
Just clean your lens. Nasty. Clean your damn lens. Look at this. Clean. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
I'm sure we did. If
I
we
mean,
did,
yeah.
tell us in the comments.
I'm sure we did, but like I don't think so off of our list that we that we made. So
unlike with other short things this week, what did you shoot this week?
well,
Nothing.
2 of my 3 jobs this week were all in the same 3-hour period.
That's right.
Which was frustrating. We actually had a groundbreaking event for groundbreaking
Delicious.
for it'll be future housing for veterans. So we were out. I don't really know why it didn't occur to me that we would be outside for groundbreaking.
I mean, that was pretty obvious, but
It was, but in my brain, it had not put 2 and 2 together. So I was a little surprised that we were outside for 90 minutes, which was uncomfortable. You got to sit in the shade the
I
whole
did
time.
because I'm smart.
So I actually had a super short turnaround. They needed those images basically immediately, and I already had a second job to go straight to. So Jacob was on site editing for me as I was shooting. So like every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we swapped memory cards. And you were pretty much done editing.
Yeah, it was
5 minutes after I was done shooting, which was great. We should do that more.
I'm saying.
And then I had to go straight to the courthouse for a naturalization ceremony, which was wild because, I was very warm. I had to pack up at the one space, park at the courthouse, walk, like the parking lot is not close.
No.
Walk all the way to the courthouse. It's hot, whatever. So I get inside and I'm like a little flustered looking, I guess. And
I'm not yawning because of your story.
a little bit. And the security guy was like, "Oh, did they have to call you this morning too?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing, never mind." And I was like, "What is going on?" Well, apparently, this naturalization ceremony had been canceled.
Oh.
The courthouse took it off their calendar. Immigration staff took it off. Well, not immigration. The other, courthouse staff took it off their calendars. But Homeland Security never took it off theirs. So all of the petitioners who were there to become citizens had never been told it was canceled.
Oh.
So they all just showed up. They tell them to get there at 8. The ceremony's at 10. Because it's a pretty long process to check everyone in. And so 8 o'clock shows up, and all these people are waiting to get in for the naturalization ceremony. So they had to find a courthouse, find a judge, call, all of the staff. Apparently it was, complete chaos. So we started, 30 minutes late because none of the judges were available.
Yeah.
They just had to, squeeze them in. Normally we have, speakers, and they have someone from the bar association, an attorney speaks, the judge normally has a nice story to tell or whatever, and this time it was read the oath, say the Pledge of Allegiance, announce all the countries, okay, congratulations, you're a citizen, bye. Thankfully I still was able to do my photos because it didn't require anyone from the court to be there with me. But yeah, so that was kind of crazy. And then I, this weekend, started doing headshots for Matt and Kelly. If you saw our episode from Moss Estates, they have, their DJ entertainment company, and then they just bought the Moss Estates venue. So between that day and then I have one more day later in the month, I'll be photographing or doing headshots for all of their dancers, DJs, all of their planners, coordinators, everyone. So we started that. I just met them at one of a couple hours before one of their events, so I got to pick up the photo booth guys and then some of the dancers.
Nice.
We did some fun silly shots and some more regular headshots.
Regular.
So yeah, that was my week, my 1.5 Let's be honest. It was 6 hours of work.
Yeah,
the whole week.
I probably had 4 hours of work, so I was not far behind you. I had a group photo that I've done for a company that has a business down here. They're not from here, but they come down every year, and it's I don't understand it. It's something science and cells and molecular and.
Okay.
They always want there was I really want some photos of them listening to the speaker, but really it's the group photo at the end. But it's always hot. It's always outdoors. But I do it quick. Get all 100 people there. Get on a ladder. Click, boom. Peace. I'm there for an hour. That's it.
Wow.
So really 30 minutes of it is the group photo. And I'm always do you want breakdowns? Nope. Just want the group photo of everyone attending. Okay. And bye. I've done this for 3 years now.
Wow.
So I did that, and then 2 days later we had our groundbreaking, which I did this for Stephanie yesterday too. We'll talk about where I just did editing on the job in the back. I think that's my new niche. I'll come with you to the job to edit.
I mean,
can I just sit in the corner
fun.
with my dark thoughts and edit your photos real quick?
I mean, we'll find room in the budget.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
That's all we did. It's a short, just like this podcast, because there's not much going on.
Yeah. Well.
So now that you have so much free time, what are your summer plans for the rest of the summer?
Well, actually, I have 3 things. It's exciting. Later this month, I am puppy sitting.
That's a thing.
For one of our friends. She has 2 little Westies. They stayed with us a couple months ago, but they're going to be with us for 8 days. So that's kind of a big deal.
You should have puppy sat for me.
I should have. Actually, I was puppy sitting for other dogs that same weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because Rose was with me on that wedding while you were, that's right, it was Steve and Rose, while you were in Disneyland. And she had your dogs.
Yeah.
And I had my other friend's dogs.
That was a lot of dogs.
Yeah. But yeah, so that'll be fun, just having dogs in the house again. They're very snuggly, so I'm excited. And then in the latter part of July, I have 2 things in the same week, because that's how we do things around here. Cram it all in. My mom and sister and nephew are coming. We're going to go to SeaWorld, and we're going to go to Epcot. I'm very excited.
That'll be fun.
Got us a room at Pop Century.
Oh,
for
they're cheap right now.
Super cheap, which is kind of great. My nephew...
Disney cheap, we should say.
I mean, it's still...
It's close to
pretty cheap. I was $106.
It should be $70 a night, but we'll allow it.
Still, for Pop Century.
Yeah.
But we got that because we want to get into Epcot ASAP, and my nephew loves the Moana Journey of Water area, so we'll do the kiddie rides, Figment, Nemo, Moana, watch an Encanto show. Probably that's it. Go back to the hotel, and then my sister and I will come back so she can finally ride Guardians.
Finally.
She's never been on it. But then my mom will be here to watch my nephew so that she and I can go on it together. So she's like, I don't care how much I have to pay for them. We will buy Lightning Lane.
All right.
So I was like, yes. And then that same week, Ryan and I are going to have a little weekend getaway. So we're between a couple locations still. We only have 2 nights, and it has to be driving distance. So we might do Tarpon Springs, which is a little Greek village on the West Coast. Or we might go to Sarasota and do the Ringling Brothers Museum and some of that other stuff down there. Or possibly go to either St. Augustine or up to St. Simon's Island, because Brian's sister lives up there.
I hate St. Augustine.
I know, everyone keeps suggesting it, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I've just been there for too many weddings. I just hate it.
And the thing is,
I got PTSD of St. Augustine.
Because of where Ryan's sister lives, that's where we always meet her halfway. So I feel like we've spent so many days just wandering the streets of St. Augustine. I don't know. I'm not super excited that. I think we're going to go West Coast. But
Good.
Yep, those are our plans. What about you?
Well, my first thing, and it's not with my family, whoops, is the first week of July I have my board game convention, which I do every year, Dice Tower East. So me and my friend Keith, shout out Keith. Last year we actually bought a booth to sell our wares. So I tried to do some board game photography. He does miniature painting. He's very good. I'll link his bio in there. So just trying to get see some clients. Last year I made the mistake though of doing a bunch of board games that like everyone knew, but they have actual board game companies there, but I didn't do any of the board game companies.
Oh.
So this year I'm working on photographing the games that have companies that are there and be like, So the gaming convention though is Wednesday through Sunday, and it's basically 24 hours of gaming. They have a 3,000 game library or 2,000 game that they bring in, and you can just check out any game and play it with your friends, with anyone, meet friends. It's a lot of fun. Obviously during the day we'll be at the booth, but then it closes at like 5 and we get to go play for the rest of the night. So that's our fun. We're staying at it's at the Crib Royale, and we have a hotel room. So we're there like...
You're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
You can operate on very little sleep.
I can.
So...
But, so I'm looking forward to that because it's gaming and seeing all people like me that like playing board games. And then we have a couple of park days. So we have our Typhoon Lagoon we do every summer, the H2O Glow, where they rent out the park at night. Mm-hmm. I like water parks at night.
Yeah.
Because it's still 85 degrees.
It is.
But no sun and no lines. Mm-hmm. So we have that planned. We have an Epcot day already because of Test Track.
I forgot.
Test Track's reopening, and so we got a preview date going in July. Mm-hmm. And they graciously gave us, it's not just to go see Epcot, but to get your whole family to Epcot for free without burning any tickets or anything. Yeah. So we're going to make a whole day out of that, except we'll try and go early, maybe take a break, come back. They still haven't seen Luminous yet.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like they need to, we should at least come back and stay till the end.
Yeah.
To see Luminous.
Well, you guys live close enough. It's not a big deal to go home and chill out for a little bit.
And then, what else do we have? I don't think we already did our kind of big vacation. We don't have anything else planned. There's another board game convention at the end of August. So the Dice Tower East is like the big one that's like 3,000 people. Then they do what's called a retreat, which is for it's only like 200 people, but the same library. And that is at the end of August, but you have to be not invited, but basically what happened is during the pandemic, they had to keep canceling the conventions. And then, because it was always this time of year, and then they canceled the one where it was in that 2021, 2022 where like some people were opening back up, but it was just on the borderline where they said no. Mm-hmm. So they did what they called a retreat, where they offered it up to just a small group of people to see if we could do it, to social distance. So we went, and as a thank you that it was such a big deal, they've done it, but you have to basically already be on that list.
Oh, okay.
To go to the next one. So we've gone every year, and that one is, I mean, you think gaming with, 3,000 people, but when it's only like 200 people, the same library, it's even better.
Yeah.
So the big one is for like work kind of now and trying to promote our wares. And then the second one, and that one we don't stay. It's at the same hotel, but we don't stay. Like, we go home. Mm-hmm. But that's the one where we just play nonstop.
That's cool.
And if we don't book it, like, immediately then our names are off and you have to go into the waiting list.
Ooh.
So it's like, we book it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to get off that list.
Yeah. It's like you're in the club. We don't want to leave the club.
You don't want to risk losing.
It's basically a thank you
membership.
for like giving them a con when they were losing money because of all the other ones. So this is kind of like the thank you. So you just gotta get on the list, and we on the list. So lots of board games. That's what summer is. Sit at home, play board games.
And play board games.
Go to conventions and air conditioning and play board games.
Yep. Yeah, I will be doing all the outside things, which is not good. Although, if we go to Tarpon Springs, they have like a vintage arcade museum. Ooh. So like you just pay your entry fee and then it's all play on. You
ever been to Arcade Monsters? Mm-hmm. I just took my son there for the first time.
Oh, really?
The one in Oviedo.
Yeah.
I know there's one on iDrive now, but it didn't look as... Everyone said the first
you don't
one...
like iDrive.
That's true. It's one of my no-nos. But everyone said go to the original, which is the Oviedo one. Mm-hmm. It was fun.
I didn't know there was another one, but yeah, we've been to the Oviedo one. I think we did that for Ryan's birthday one year or something when we first moved back down here. It was fun. You
know what's fun? Taking a 15-year-old, though, who plays the craziest games now, with him trying to play like a simple game with 2 buttons, he got real frustrated when I beat him at Mortal Kombat over and over again. He's like, I don't know what the buttons, I can't do anything. I was like, you can play the craziest with 700 controls, and I'm over here just going...
That's fun.
Yeah.
My dad and I used to play pinball all the time when I was a kid, and so I like finding all the different pinball machines. and our favorite was the Addams Family one. And Oviedo Bowling also has like a small arcade section, and they have an Addams Family pinball game, but it has been like off the, like not in the store or in the bowling alley. It's been like in their warehouse, and it's supposed to be getting rotated back in. So I really want to go play.
Bring it back.
It's my favorite.
They had a Jaws pinball that was actually pretty new, and I love Jaws. It's one of my favorite movies. It was very fun. Shark popped up if you hit the like right section too many times. Yeah. Then you had to like shoot the shark with your balls.
Oh.
just like the movie.
Yeah.
So that's what summer's gonna be.
Cool. Not a lot of work.
Not a lot of
Lots
work.
of board games.
A lot of board games. Probably you're gonna get a podcast every other day, I think, in the summer. 700 podcasts.
Yep.
Speaking of, what are we doing next?
So, our next
Check us.
next episode
Next week.
is. All right. Okay. I had to look it up. So, check out our next episode. We will be talking about the gear we would buy if we had an unlimited budget.
Spoiler alert, we did get someone. We have a new Patreon who gave us unlimited money, and you will see what gear we bought. Tune in next week.